Let me guess. You're showing up, you're posting, you're emailing, you're even remembering to add links and calls to actions. You're doing all of the marketing, and still, it kind of feels like you're always behind. Like everyone else knows something that you don't know, like your growth should be faster by now, like you're missing something, but you can't quite figure out what it is. If those are things that you've been thinking, I want you to know this. You're not bad at marketing. You're only missing a feedback loop. When you can't see what's working, it's hard to feel confident no matter how much you're doing. And you're too smart, too strategic, and too experienced to keep guessing. In the next 10-ish minutes, I'll help you connect the dots between your effort and the outcome so that you can start using the data you already have to make decisions that are aligned, efficient, and actually move the needle for your business. We're going to talk about what a marketing measurement system actually looks like for you. And no, you don't need to be a spreadsheet queen to follow along. We're going to cover the real reason why seasoned business owners feel stuck sometimes and how you can start building your own feedback loop so that your next move is clear and actually worth your time, money, and energy. Let's dig in. A feedback loop is what happens after you hit publish. It's the connection between your actions, the signals you receive, and the decision that you make next. Said another way, you do a thing, something happens, and ideally, you then adjust. You probably have pieces of this in place already, but you don't even realize it. You notice that your email rates dipped. A reel drives traffic to your website. You get a few clicks on a sales page, or you check your analytics and see traffic's up on Mondays. But most people stop there. You see the signals, but you don't know what to do with them. So you keep writing, you keep posting, you keep showing up in hopes that something will eventually click. When your feedback loop is incomplete, it's hard to make confident decisions. You're left wondering things like, should I post more? Or should I post less? Is my email funnel actually doing anything for me? Did that launch flop? Or did it actually meet industry standards? Am I moving the needle, or am I just staying busy? When your feedback loop is working, you don't need to do more. You just need to do what works better. There is nothing more frustrating than doing all of the right things, but still feeling like you're stuck on a treadmill, nonstop effort, and somehow you're still in the same spot. You're moving, you're sweating, but you don't really feel like you're getting anywhere. Or worse, it's only working when you're in full-on hustle mode. If you found yourself stuck in the just try harder loop, here's what's likely happening. You don't have a system to see what worked. So instead of making informed decisions, you're making more content. You're using more energy. You're tweaking more things. You're second guessing more things. It feels like the only way forward is to do everything. Here's what that looks like in real life. You launch something, but you have no idea where those leads actually came from. You keep making content, but you're not sure what's landing. You pause marketing when life gets busy, and then everything screeches to a halt. You get burnt out, but you still feel like you should be doing more. This is where so many smart and thoughtful business owners get stuck. They're flying blind. Here's the thing no one told me. Most of the time, your marketing is doing something. You just can't see it clearly enough to use it. One of my clients put it perfectly. She said, I felt like I was wandering around in the dark, not sure if my efforts were worthwhile. Now I can actually look at the data and tell if they are. And when you can see it, when you can see that things are working, the pressure to do everything starts to fade. You can start choosing what to keep doing, what to pause, what to double down on. You stop guessing and you start trusting your own judgment. You've likely had results all along. You just haven't been able to connect the dots. And this is how we actually do that. Let's reframe how you think about marketing with this simple method. Try, track, tweak. Try. You start by trying something. Your job here is to put something out into the world that creates movement. That movement, that action, is what kicks off your feedback loop. Nothing happens until something happens. A post, a launch, an email, a referral request, anything that invites a response. Action is what kicks off the loop. Think of it like a mini marketing experiment. You're not promising to do it every day for the next year. You're just seeing what happens. You're gathering information that will guide your next move. When you treat your marketing like a series of experiments instead of a fixed formula, you give yourself a ton of room to adapt. You stop putting pressure on one post to work and you start watching for patterns. That's what starts to build this loop. You try, you track, you tweak. Track. Once you've put something out there, your next job is to pay attention. This is where your marketing metrics come in. You might look at email opens and clicks, website traffic, DMs or replies to your stories, bookings or sales. These little signals, they're clues. They're showing you what's clicking and what you might need to tweak. Not because you've done anything wrong, but because now you have data to work with. It's not personal, it's just information. Here's how one client described it after her dashboard was in place. Every day, I now see the sales for the day before, page views and new leads coming into our funnel. I can see what blog posts are driving traffic, which YouTube videos are working to convert sales, and which content is most helpful in our online community. Truly amazing. And that's the difference between knowing and wondering, between working hard and working in the right direction. Because now that client gets to make better decisions about what she does with her time, money, and energy. Tweak. Now that you got some real insight in front of you, you can make small, smart shifts. This is the part where things stop feeling so heavy and start making more sense. You're not overhauling your whole marketing strategy, you're just responding to what you've learned. If an email brought in replies or bookings, you can reuse that structure or that same call to action. If a post totally flopped, maybe the hook needs a second look. If people clicked but didn't buy, maybe it's a messaging gap, or maybe it's not the right offer for that right moment in your client journey. Either way, you're not guessing anymore. The magic of this tweak step is that it gives you permission to test and a clear path to keep improving. You're building momentum without burning out. You're making moves that are rooted in real signals, not just vibes. One client put it this way: I now have the tools I need to truly know what's working, so I can do more of what works and less of what isn't. And that's the goal, not to track everything, not to become a full-time analyst, just enough to see what your next step is with confidence. Start with one loop, watch what happens, and then stack the next one when you're ready. So what does a functional feedback loop actually look like? It's not complicated, it's not high tech, just something that helps you make a decision with a little more ease. Here's what you really need. You need a goal that matters to you, not just grow your list. Maybe it's better leads, a shorter sales cycle, more people making it past just downloading your freebie. The thing that you actually care about tracking. You need metrics that map to your buyer's path. Tracking for the sake of tracking is not the vibe. In the beginning, just tracking the parts that help you understand what's creating movement in your business. And the next thing you need is a system that holds the info without holding you hostage. Something that gives you a clear view of what's happening without making you cry into a spreadsheet. Your measurement system should work in the way that your brain does. When those three pieces are in place, a clear goal, the right signals, and a system that actually supports the way your brain works, you're no longer stuck wondering if your marketing is working. You're moving beyond just showing up. You're making informed choices that actually move your business forward. You're not just trusting your process, you're understanding why it's working. You're creating a feedback loop that doesn't just support your strategy, it supports you as a business owner. From there, it's about paying attention, making adjustments, and letting your data do the heavy lifting. This is what shifts your marketing from maybe to measured, from I hope this works to I know what to do next. If this clicked for you and you're nodding along thinking, yes, this is what I've been missing, let me introduce the Growth Lab. It's not a course, it's a guided space where we build your personal feedback loop. So let's zoom out for a second. You've tried a lot. You put your whole self into this business. But if you're honest, you still don't feel clear and you're tired of guessing. You're tired of wondering if your effort is actually doing anything. Tired of feeling like you're the only one that hasn't figured it out. What you've been missing isn't effort or talent. It's a system that helps you see what's working so you can keep growing without burning yourself out. That's what we do in the Growth Lab. We create a feedback loop that fits your brain, your goals, and the way you want to run your business. Inside, you'll build a simple personalized system for measuring what matters, a way to spot what's working so you can do more of it, and confidence in your next steps. You'll be making decisions based on your actual data. No more wondering if your work is landing, no more waiting until you have a bigger list, or can hire someone to handle it. No more assuming everyone else knows something that you don't. You'll create a simple system that helps you understand what's working in your marketing, let go of the things that aren't, and make decisions without spiraling every time something doesn't go perfectly. You don't need to work harder, you just need a way to see what's working so you can move forward with less pressure and more trust in yourself. Join me in the Growth Lab and we'll build something you can actually use, again, and again and again.